And welcome back, guys, to another episode of Katawa Shoujo. In the last part, we sided with Lily, and we pretty much closed the door of joining the student council, which, let's be honest, Sasao wasn't really gung-ho about anyway. But we're going on a little venture to find Lily with Hanako here, and trying to make some small talk, just to make her, I want to say, a little bit more comfortable, because she's, poor thing is scared out of her goddamn mind. Good thing is if she tries to run away, Sasao can't catch her. He's just gonna have a heart attack otherwise. But anyway, I'm not quite sure what I was expecting from her answer, nor why I even asked the question. That much was rather obvious, after all. She doesn't seem like the type to cultivate a social circle either, so I suspect that Lily may well be her only friend. Must be a pain being in different classes, I'm guessing. She gives a sharp, almost reflexive nod. Compared to Lily's careful thought about her actions and speech, Hanako hastens to make her answers as prompt and short as possible. Lily comes to my classroom, though, even when she's busy. She gives a small smile as she says it, evidently appreciating the fact that Lily goes out of her way to help her. It's pretty cute, really. There isn't any need to say more. Both of us content that the discussion reached an end. As we ascend the stairs back to the lobby, we are met by a group of students heading downstairs like a school of fish moving from one feeding area to another. They seem to be... Whoa, excuse me. Oh, gassy water. I took a big gulp of air there. I am very sorry. They seem to be keeping mostly to themselves, but before I can notice her doing so, Hanako has moved around behind me. Hey, are you alright? Just keep it going. The students pass us without as much of a second glance, and Hanako takes up position to my side again as we enter the building. Her momentary reprieve from her anxiety all but snatched away. Even as we climb towards the third floor, she doesn't seem to relax. It isn't as if I've never known a shy person before, or even shy girls, but Hanako seems to be pretty far beyond what I'd call normal in her fear of other people. If it weren't for Lily acting as a mediator, I doubt Hanako would have ever been able to walk beside me like this. She seems to completely shut down in the presence of others. The rest of the walk up to Lily's classroom continues in strained silence, while I rue her inability to socialize at all. After we make our way up the stairs, the noises coming from Lily's classroom is audible from halfway down the hallway. I wasn't expecting such a din at all. Well, I guess we found her. This wasn't hard. Did Hanako come here first, then come to me for a backup, I wonder? Well, if that's true, then at least she's starting to trust me a little. That can only be a good thing. Eventually, the two of us reach the door to Class 3-2, which Hanako less than subtly positions herself behind me. I open the door. Inside is a hive of activity, seemingly every student in the class talking at once as they worked hurriedly on their separate tasks. Going by the paint cans, decorations, and banners being made, it would be for the upcoming school festival. I guess my first priority should be finding Lily. There. Finding her amongst the din is surprisingly easy, not the least because of her looks. With a couple of students gathering around her as she stands at the front of the class, she seems to be in charge of the preparations, or at least busy organizing them. Carefully negotiating a path through the various students hunched over the floor for lack of desk space, I raise a hand entirely out of habit as we finally reach Lily. Hi, Lily. She perks her head up as she breaks off, talking to a noticeably smaller girl who must be her classmate, trying to listen as best she can. Sorry, who? Sorry, Sasao. I have Hanako, too. Hi. She's pretty skittish, considering the number of people around. It isn't too hard to work out why. Lily takes a moment's pause to assess the situation before turning to the other students once again. For the moment, just asked Moira? I guess Moira for his advice. Kenji's busy with painting one of the banners already. A quick nod and she bounces off, fingers carefully sliding along the wall's face for orientation. Wait, Kenji? That, Kenji? I quickly turned around, leaning to the side to see past Hanako. Sure enough, in the corner of the room, Kenji's hunched over a sheet of cloth as he paints it, his eyes remaining only inches from the brush, reminding me of how close he has to be to make out my own face when I met him. Sorry about that. Our class doesn't have many students. Doesn't have many students with even partial eyesight, so they're in high demand. That's right, Class 3-2 was specifically for students with poor vision. Preparing for the festival must be pretty arduous before them. Need a hand? I could give you help if you need some. Maybe Hanako could too. A chance to set her mind on something would do her good, but I doubt she had the courage to ask outright. She quickly nods in affirmation afterwards, so I'm confident I made the right move. Lily gives a noticeable sigh of relief. Ah, that's good. This might actually get finished before everyone goes off to dinner now. Would you be able to help the person painting the main banner? It's a big task for him to do, but nobody else can help. Oh god, she's making me help Kenji. Oh no. This is gonna be great. Kenji? Sure. She seems surprised that I know him. I can't really blame her. I take it you've met? Our rooms in the dorm are right next to each other. Hard to miss each other, really. Well, it's good to see you're getting friends so fast. Friend. I wonder if that's the right word to use for him. Hanako's silence during the proceedings reminds me of the reason I put her up to helping in the first place. Well, go find help then. We'll go help him then. He knows what needs doing, right? That's right. Just ask if you have any problems. Chorusing us, and Hanako and I begin another trek across the classroom. Kenji sits crouched on the floor, his gaze fixed on the white calico in front of him. Hey, Kenji. No answer. He continues to drag his paint-soaked brush along the large, half-painted kanji that's sketched onto the sheet in pencil. Kenji?
Huh? What? Who is it?
Is there a way that he... is this the way he treats is this the way he treats class members? It's no small wonder he's working on this alone. It's me, Hisao.
Right, I know that man. What are you doing here, though?
His dismissive attitude annoys me. He must be the type to really get focused on his work, hating to be disturbed by anyone until he's done, I suppose. While we talk, the sound of Hanako's footsteps as she walks out from behind me reminds me that she's still here. I was going to help with the banner. Hanako and I, that is. Hello?
Oh, hey, I guess that's okay.
As soon as Hanako enters the equation, his demeanor takes a complete about-face. His sudden faux hospitality is slightly unsettling. Oh right, women. On second thoughts, this may not have been a great idea after all. Hanako and I grudgingly set ourselves down on the opposite side of the cloth banner to Kenji, noting the several small paint tins on the ground around it. Class 3-2. Noodle stall? You guys selling noodles at the festival on Sunday?
Yeah, some stalls outside or something.
Or something? His non-committal nature sparks a fair amount of suspicion on my behalf. The task at hand comes first, though. So, how do you want to split this? Do we do borders while you do the text, or do you want to switch and do the borders?
Text is mine. You do the borders.
He has surprisingly strong feelings on the topic. As I reach over to grab a brush, I notice Hanako is already debating between colors to use. By the time I've put brush to cloth, she's already started on a delicate pattern. Looks like my idea of taking her mind off everyone around her worked. With dark blue strokes, the three of us silently get to work. Not before Kenji takes advantage of Hanako working to lean towards me and whisper, conspiratorially, though.
Okay, man. Why are you here?
Hanako just wanted some help to find Lily, that's all. He apparently disapproves of my motivation.
I get it. Looks like I misjudged you. You're infiltrating them, aren't you? Going deep undercover.
I should have guessed. Letting the truth slip by him would probably be better than outright lying or annoying him in any case. Is that why you're here?
Obviously, it sucks, but there's no better way to get intel than going in yourself. We gotta stick together, man. This is a harsh school, a harsh world.
Yes, very harsh. He misses my true meaning as he leans back, satisfied that I'm sympathetic to his cause. I better get down to work.
Finished.
Looks like I am too. Good job. The two of us connect up the lines of our patterns, mine being as close a copy as I could manage of hers. With a grunt, I lever myself up from the floor and look around. Aside from Hanako and myself, there's only Kenji left, finishing off a sign, as well as Lily and a couple of students talking amongst themselves in the classroom. Looking at my watch, it's no surprise, it's getting pretty late. Need a hand? I offer a hand to Hanako, which she uses to get herself up. As she does, I can't help but glance at her wrist. If her scars extend to there, how much of her body was burned? I feel a pang of guilt about it hovering, and she quickly covers her wrist with her other hand. Looks good, doesn't it? She looks surprised for a moment before noticing that I mean the banner.
It does, I guess.
Her smile shows that she feels a slight sense of pride in the result, just as I do. With the floor significantly neater for the decorations being placed on the desks and the shelves, it's much easier to get to Lily as we cross the room. We finished the banner. I guess that's all that needed to be done? Lily gives an appreciative nod. Thank you, Hisao, Hanako. If there's any way I can thank you... It's fine. Beats sitting in my room studying at any rate.
I don't mind either.
She nods before suddenly remembering one last person.
Oh, is Kenji still here?
Just as I open my mouth, Kenji gives the answer from the other side of the room.
Yeah, just finished.
He carefully slides his sign onto an empty section of the shelf to dry, before quickly walking past us and out the door.
See ya, man.
Bye. The remaining two students say their goodbyes to Lily before taking their cue to leave as well, leaving only the three of us. Well, I guess that's everyone. I hope we don't have to do anything like that again. Working past school time? Indeed, the class plans this year were ambitious, maybe too ambitious.
The stall looks nice, though.
She's right. It shows that a lot of work's gone into them. I'm sure a lot of us would be glad to hear that. At least now there's not much work to do until the festival itself.
It's getting pretty late. Should we go?
I think those are the longest two sentences I have ever heard out of her thus far. That's crazy. Well, she looks happy. It's good to, whenever you see a shy person, at least being, pseudo comfortable with the situation, it makes me feel a lot better that, you're creating an environment in which that they feel that they feel that they're kind of respected in a certain way, that they're comfortable enough that they can just sort of relax for, even if it's just for a moment. I know that truly shy people and socially awkward people, getting to that perfect moment is very, very difficult, and to maintain it is even more astronomically difficult. So knowing that those little tiny battles can be sort of won every once in a while, where you generally feel okay with being amongst one or two other people, is pretty nice. That's probably a good idea. Are you going back to the dorms as well, Hisao? Yeah, I guess I'll tag along. The nighttime lighting really makes the garden look quite different compared to the usual look of lush greenery. Things are much more calm. Being that it is so late, the lack of students around probably helps. The odd one or two can be seen scurrying to and from the dorms, trying to irk the most out of their approaching curfews, but no more. All that can be heard is our footsteps, in addition to Lily's cane regularly gently tapping the ground in front of her. It's nice to finally be able to relax a bit after the mad rush during school. Without even noticing it, I let out a small yawn. Tired? Yeah, still getting used to the flow of things, I guess. The, thing with Shizune took me kind of off guard, though. I grit my teeth a little at the candid mention of their rather public spat. That said, I do want to sort out what in the world was behind it. About that. I'm sorry about it being so public. Shizune and I go back some ways. Her voice seems slightly irritated as she remembers Shizune, obviously unwilling to discuss it any further. I glanced at Hanako for her views on this, but her expression is unsurprisingly evasive and difficult to read. Either way, I guess her apologizing for it is something, even if my curiosity goes unanswered. I'll be glad once the festival is over in any case. The change of topic, the topic's welcome, clearing the thickening air quickly. I can imagine. My old school festivals were a lot more low-key than this. Yamaku stresses the idea of school community, so the staff likes to make our festivals and such special occasions. And yet the students are the ones who do the work? What an unfair world. Hanako and Lily both chuckle in agreement, savoring the fact that none of the staff are around to hear our grumbling. I suppose coming from a strict all-girls school helped me a bit with Yamaku. Compared to there, Yamaku is more relaxed. I'd go a ways towards explaining her well-bred speech and behavior in any case. As we come up to the dormitories, it eventually comes time to leave for our respective dorms. See you, Lily, Hanako. The two both give polite nods before setting off to the women's dorms, just next to the guys. As is to be expected of such an arrangement, there's a staff member casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. Shenanigans is an amazing word, by the way. Scallywags is also a really, really good word. Just, I don't know. They come to mind. Cahoots, shenanigans, scallywag. They're just, like, such great words. Sorry. Just breaking the tone. Breaking the tone just to talk about words that I like. But anyway, walking past him, I quickly stretched my arms and rubbed my neck, both quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long, before walking to my room. It feels good to actually have direction, though. After so long in the hospital, the everyday facts of studying, homework, and teachers seems almost a blessing. I guess if things continue like this, my time at Yamaku might turn out okay. Now, if I make the wrong choices, Isao, you end up dead. So, we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen this time. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging. Again. I made a promise, and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. My morning alarm goes off, and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give the morning runs another shot. I don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health, after all. Sure, things have been great lately for me. Haven't. They have been totally great for me! No, they have not. I'm sorry, so I read that wrong. Things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over things, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time, It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come here, anyway?
Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again.
Why is that?
Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try.
She frowned, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought.
Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning.
A shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back into her previous train of thought.
So, come on then!
What?
You're here to run again, right?
Well, yes.
So come on!
I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. Things seem to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling while Emmy moves with effortlessness that I find inevitable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, work towards things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? I went for it last time, but I think we'll take it easy next time. Take care, guys, and stay frosty.